So obviously the mother, that's what I was getting to. The mother had those 6 months to then start turning the children against me. But from then on, the court should have stepped in and gone, all right, well, there's no evidence here. And actually, the only evidence they had was from me, including videos of her threatening to assault the children,
Which,
which was
if I
all
remember
ignored.
correctly, they would not allow you to submit into the case. Is that right?
So, so I actually provided it in one of my first affidavits, and then when it got to trial, which was, 2.5 years later, roughly, the ICL, which works for the trust, not your child, by the way, or not your children, turned around and said, Your Honour, because the mother didn't know she was being recorded when she was threatening the children, in accordance with, and he cited a case, we proposed that the evidence be removed. So that shows you right there that they don't care about the welfare of your son or daughter, because, I mean, she was threatening to punch my daughter in the face on the video. So if the ICL was working for the children, they would say, oh, Your Honour, we're concerned the mother's threatening the children here. But
No,
that
you're
didn't
spot
happen.
on. No, you did
Mm.
set. And look, in my own personal experience too, just touching on that, the ICL backflipped on multiple occasions, first citing that, they had concerns about the mother, then they didn't have concerns about the mother. And then, you know what, fuck it, I'll even name a name. So Rosie Reed was the barrister that was representing the ICL, Melissa Shorter, in my case. And
Mm.
and on the very morning of the first day of my family court trial that took me 7 years to get to, throughout the whole process,
Mm.
they said, oh, great evidence, Daniel, but we can't test that until trial setting. And then
Mm.
before the trial even started, the ICL, the independent children's lawyer, the barrister, stood over me in a room outside the court and said to me these words: "The judge hates you, Daniel. I mean, the judge doesn't like you, Daniel. And if you
Mm.
don't accept my recommendations and stop the trial before it starts, you may end up
Mm.
losing the two children that are currently in your care." So if
Mm.
that's not coercion and intimidation by a so-called legal professional, who
Yeah.
then had to hide after the court case to smile and wave at me while I was sitting in the cafe downstairs and wish me the
Mm.
best in life, all the
Yeah.
best with everything in the future,
Yeah.
the
It's amazing
condescending
how,
cunt.
yeah, it's amazing how filthy they are.